When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of the Make We Talk program. It's Jamaicans in the diaspora and Jamaicans at home and abroad speaking out about what is going on in Jamaica. Social media activists, introduce yourself to us, sir. Unmute your mic for me.
I'm sorry.
Hold
So
on,
greetings
before I
to...
do that. Hold on, before I do that. The ladies in the house. I don't have any manners, you know. The lady first, introduce yourself for me, please, ma'am.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Tanya Levy. My Facebook name is TR Levy. I'm sure some of you are familiar with that. So I am living overseas, and this program is about Jamaican and Jamaican overseas, you know, talking about issues in Jamaica. Welcome one and all. Thank you.
Okay. Before I go to the social media activists, let I go to Dr. Trevor Hamilton. Dr. Hamilton, introduce yourself to our listeners, sir, and our viewers.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Trevor Hamilton. I believe most people in Jamaica know me. I run a management consulting firm called Trevor Hamilton and Associate. My major qualification as a diaspora member is that I've worked in 40 countries, over 40 countries, advising governments in economics and international business on behalf of institutions like U.S. government, World Bank, Inter-American Development Bank, etc. And I live in Jamaica part-time, and I do business in Jamaica. And I'm interested in your program, and I'm happy to share my experience with you this evening.
Okay, Dr. Hamilton, thank you so much. My good friend, who I have seen on social media a lot, I finally get to have him on my program. Welcome to the program, sir. Introduce yourself, sir.
Greetings one and all. Greetings, Mr. Tavares, for having me here. Ms. Levy, Mr. Hamilton. Greetings to the audience, right? So I am a social media activist. I'm a blogger, right? I've started last year. I think this is the early part last year. You know, as a youngster in Jamaica, as a young Jamaican, right? It's just it is. I believe it's just my responsibility to ensure that Jamaica is a place that is fit for the future, right? Fit for the future. All the people, all the youths, and everything is just going, you know, pretty decent, good governance. So it's my responsibility, and I've, you know, developed a voice, and I have made that voice heard and continue to do so. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. You know, I normally start with the lady first, but let me start with or should I wait on Dr. Hamilton? You have a lot to say, eh? Unmute your mic, Dr. Hamilton. Go ahead.
Yes, I am. Well, first of all, let me commend you guys. I usually don't get the time to listen to social media, participate at all, because you guys have been so impressive that you won me over. So you must be doing a very good job because I'm a very discriminating assessor of
Yes.
programs like these. And but you're onto good things, and I consider myself as a member of the diaspora. I fit in any country in the top 1 percentile of educated persons. So I feel I would want to share my experience with you guys, and hope you will see that you will find me right this evening.
Okay,
Um, but first of all, before as we get started, one of my most recent experiences as a member of the diaspora, I've just completed a major study for Jamaica. My company was commissioned by the World Bank, by the United Nations IOM, Institute International Organization for Migration. And I would want you to go online and get a copy of this study because it concerns the diaspora. And get a copy, and we'd have a follow-up discussion on it because I am
yes,
disappointed that such a major undertaking was executed for the government of Jamaica, but funded by the United Nations. And it's almost one of the best kept secrets in the island today. But it's important that you access from the IOM, International Organization for Migration in Kingston. Ms. Clark is the country representative, and you should access that and read it, and we can have a special session on it.
program on that.
It's a major piece of, and the focus of it was stream diaspora Jamaica's economy. Quite frankly, I think Jamaica runs a dual economy. It's like apartheid in former South Africa. And
Yes,
the diaspora has been kept on the edge. And you guys account for $3.5 billion business in Jamaica, and that's minus the barrels and the gifts and the kinds. When you run up to, it's 20% of Jamaica's GDP. And I think you have actually been under-leveraging your strength, your economic strength. You are more powerful than the PSOJ. You are more powerful than the tourism sector. The tourism sector, the net from the tourism sector is about $1.9 billion. But
yes,
from diaspora flow, remittance inflow is 3.6 billion and growing. And it will continue to grow as long as poverty continues to increase in Jamaica because diaspora remittance is Jamaica's most important social safety net. And so in your deliberation and in your positioning yourself to be you're a most powerful shareholder in this economy, and you shouldn't let anybody hoodwink you. But you're underutilizing your strength, and I want to work with you and to show how you can utilize that strength as being the main economic stakeholder in this country.
yes.
Thank you.
And that's what I want to talk about this evening,
Okay,
if
Doctor.
I'm
Okay,
given an opportunity to talk about it.
you will, Dr. Hamilton. You will. Let me ask the lone lady in the room tonight. What is your views on what is going on in Jamaica, and for your views on the letter that Dr. Francis wrote to the Jamaican ambassador to the to Washington? We also have a good friend of ours, Christopher, who's joining us also. Chris, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks, man. How you doing? Good evening.
I'm good. When you're not speaking, please mute your mics for me. Miss Levy, go ahead.
Okay, so to the letter that was written, we the AKA love letter. Okay, I am 100% in support of that letter. The letter do speak volume. You know, there is nothing in that letter that is discriminating or not factual. Because if we're going to talk about facts, then we have evidence, to back it up. So it's whatever is written in that letter is factual. No, what I do not agree with is the persons that reading the letter to undermine what is being written in the letter, and to be attacking the messenger. To me, it doesn't matter who wrote the letter. What's most important is the message, right? And what you get from it. And as adults, you're in big position, like you're, member of parliament. So these issues, it's concerning to everyone, to Jamaica on a whole. You understand? So I am in support of it, and I think that they should go back and read the letter again, instead of attacking the messenger, and where so all of us can come together and deal with the issues, because those issues are real. They're affecting everybody. You understand? So I don't see anything wrong with them with the letter, and I wish we could send another one or another two. You understand? So yeah, I wish we could send at least. I wish they could get a letter like every month, because every day there's drastic changes in Jamaica that is affecting Jamaicans. You understand? So it's good when they can actually see it in writing, because it's okay for you to stand up there and to talk. But then when you're getting letters, it's really showing that whatever issue is going on, it is reaching people and it is affecting people. So we could put our pen to paper, you understand, and send it out to you. So I think, they should actually go back and look at that letter and, throw away the whole thing about attacking who wrote the letter, because it doesn't matter who wrote the letter. The thing is, the message is there and it's clear.
Thank you very much, Ms. Levy.
I do support it.
Yes.
You're welcome.
My social media friend, unmute your mic for me. And you just set your camera, because half of your head is cut off. So set your camera that we can see the whole of your face, please. There you go. Yes. What is the views on the, I see you do a video on the letter that Dr. Francis wrote. What is your views on it? Yes, that's good. What is your views that Dr. Francis wrote? As a Jamaican living in Jamaica.
It's a very accurate letter in terms of what is seen, right? As a Jamaican on the island, I can relate to what the letter outlined, right? The high state of public corruption. It's evident to any well-thinking Jamaican who know what corruption, or who know good governance, what it looks like, right? High level of corruption. I mean, as again I said, for any well-thinking Jamaican, they can agree that corruption is really, impacting the progress of the country. So you can't go around that. It's undisputed fact, right? Mm-hmm. Violent crime, yes. Again, it's relatable. Crime and violence is just rampant on the island, and there seems to be no solutions, no policy to deal with this. And I know why, right? Because I mean, the politics in Jamaica is criminal. It is criminalized. It has the influence of criminal elements. And they will not do anything to disrupt the criminal world in Jamaica, or the criminal underworld that facilitates the politics in Jamaica. So, right, crime and violence, again, on point, right? Failure to provide service delivery, promised service delivery. That's true. I mean, many things were said, and to date, they have not been fulfilled. Promises not been kept, right? So all the recordings of the Prime Minister in his campaign from 2016, all the things that he said, right? We can go back and play the clippings and really put comparison to it to see if he really did fulfill these promises. But based on some of the things, they are still unfulfilled, especially some major things, right? With regards to the diaspora, I'm not really aware as to the relationship between the diaspora and the government. So point 4, I'm not really versed with it, right? Yes. But I mean, the diaspora has a right. Our brothers and sisters living in other countries, they have a right as to what goes on the mainland, right? And any responsible and any decent government would actually encourage or foster some progressive conversation between themselves and our brothers and sisters who live elsewhere, instead of trying to, demean them or try to, create a political fiasco around the issue, right? I mean, foster meaningful discussion and dialogue to reach our brothers and sisters who live outside the island. But
Yes.
these kind of reaction from especially Nesta Morgan and Mr. Turlong, right? It's as Ms. Levy said, it's an attack. Instead of, reaching out, they attack.
Yes. Thank you very much. We're gonna go to Christopher. Christopher, what is your views on what is going on in Jamaica, and for a Jamaican who living overseas to end up writing a letter to the Jamaican government pertaining to what is going on in Jamaica? Your views on that, Christopher?
Mr. Moderator? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you skip
I
me
just
for
want
a
to,
minute?
sorry.
Yeah, okay, Christopher. I'll skip you, Christopher. Okay, Mr. Okay, Doctor. Doc, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I was saying my contribution to that, since you're going the rounds, is that first of all, I think maybe 3-4 weeks ago, the two largest diplomatic missions to Jamaica, the United Kingdom and the US, came out and said, in local language, Jamaica is full of corruption because Jamaicans like it so, as we would say in Trinidad. And basically what they were saying, we ain't doing anything about it. And so, but the government did not attack these two missions, but they were saying the same thing.
Yes.
And the diaspora as a stakeholder, a major role in the economy. Our economy has suffered by at least 4%, 5% annually in growth because of corruption, because of crime. And so it's broader than the government, any government, because we're all stakeholders in the economy. And I think we're not taking it seriously, but it's very, very costly to Jamaica at this time. And the letter is quite timely. It's a matter of now putting into action, as I said to you, you have the strength to do it, you have the equity in the country to do it, and you can do a lot about it. And you shouldn't let these people change your mind or ruffle you in any way because you're onto the right thing. When you're doing the right thing, you don't have to really listen to somebody who is not taking advice. Sometimes you have to get them out of the way. If you're running a relay and somebody is standing in the way, you just have to find a way to win. This country has to win. We have only grown our economy for the last 40 years at an average of less than 1% a year. And it's not political. This country has suffered a lot from corruption, from crime, and diaspora continues to pay the price as being the largest investor in our social infrastructure here and in the welfare of our people. And so we have a say, and we should continue to just send money, but send your expertise, send your leadership, send your experience. We need it here.
But Doc, as you talk about sending your expertise and your leadership, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, there was a lawsuit against her by Wilfred Radigan. And I don't know if it's a court that said that Mr. Radigan don't have any standing. In other words, members of the Jamaican diaspora don't have any standing in Jamaica to file a lawsuit against anyone.
But first of all, as I said in my introduction, I'm not sure I mentioned my stint as a diplomat. I'm not a diplomat, but I've worked in international organization. I've worked in CARICOM. I've worked in the region. I've advised 18 governments in the region, and as a Jamaican, I can tell you without fear of anything that it's the first time I've seen Jamaica has the most illiterate Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Caribbean.
Whoa. Repeat that again for us, Doc.
Jamaica has the most diplomatically illiterate Foreign Affairs Ministry in the Caribbean at this time. Jamaica used to lead the Caribbean back in the 70s and 80s in international affairs, whether it's at the ACP, EEC, elsewhere. We have the most, we don't even get along with our Caribbean neighbors. We have the most illiterate diplomatic mission in the Caribbean.
My. You know, I'm pretty
And
much
you
sure
can
you're right about.
you can look back at what happens to Venezuela. We export the culture of Jamaicans, so you yam them out and vote them out. We ate out the Venezuelans' oil and we vote them out of the OAS. We went to the United Nations and we weren't there for the resolution, and yet we were leading the Caribbean. We weren't there. We cop out. So we are laughing stock in the Caribbean in terms of diplomatic intelligence.
My.
So
Continue that.
I would like to say, therefore, one of the things that letter has missed, or one of the points I would like to see, the 4 points, the 5th point should have been, you will not be represented as as a diaspora group if you don't have a strong, intelligent Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, because you need that. They need to be literate in international diplomacy, international and global trends and global strategies, and to
Yes.
know the role of the diaspora. So the letter itself should have gone one more paragraph to say we would like to see the removal of the team at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Elaborate some more on that, Doc. Why you say that? And I know you
Well,
said that they're illiterate and so forth.
if you run a business called, if you run a corporation called Jamaica, and you have a department called marketing and international marketing, and you are failing on international marketing, and you're failing your revenue, and you're failing in your relationship, you get rid of the VP for marketing. And certainly that department is not representing Jamaica well.
Wow. That's a mouthful. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I'm not talking as a management strategist. I mean, I don't mean I'm saying if you run an organization with 10 fingers and the right finger affects you, cut it out.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Hamilton. A Jamaican by birth and a man who loves his country. Let me ask you this question here. Based on what is going on in Jamaica, because people are saying, a lot of people are saying, well, I should tell a lot of people, but some people are saying that there is no corruption going on in Jamaica. Because one person asked Dr. Francis a question, and because Dr. Francis says the SSL saga, they are saying that there's no corruption. Your views on that, sir?
Well, I'm not an expert in that, but corruption to me is that there are people who are going out there to do business and they feel it and understand. And there, people, it's a small country with 3 million people. People know their neighbors. People know who was poor before any election. People know who has 6 SUVs. People know who has $1 million house, and people know their occupation and so on. And so, in a small country like this, we know, people know, but it's like there are some things. So many people can't be wrong. Well, my own take on corruption is that there is what you call, first of all, intellectual corruption. So, for example, let me give you what I consider to be corruption, a simple example, but it's a big example. Let's look at the case with this young woman out in St. Catherine with on the sugar land.
Yes.
Saved her money in a menial job and built a house, and they bulldoze it down. And now, everybody who knows history, I'm an economist, but I know history. The reason I end up in Jamaica was because of slavery. And the reason I end up in Jamaica was because of sugar. And therefore, any sensible person with a degree or even Sunday school training in culture would know that black people, sugar land to them is a form of compensation for their 400 years of slavery. So no black prime minister would touch that, take that land from a poor single mother and knock it down with a bulldozer if you understand simple black people history. The only reason we have land here, sugar land here in St. Catherine at Bernal Lodge, is because of slavery. But that land is now earmarked for privatization, and it's going to be privatized to, no doubt, a big financial company that makes big profit, mega profit, and will make big money, maybe never had a history in housing, but we again take sweat of slavery and transfer it to another economic class. That is corruption.
You know, Dr. Hamilton, I'm going to get back to you in a couple of minutes. But let's go over to the lone lady inside the house here tonight. Miss Levy, what Dr. Francis said, what Dr. Levy said a while, Dr. Hamilton said a while ago, rather. Your views on that? Oh, Lord, where did he disappear to? Oh, there he is. Your views on that? Unmute your mic.
Okay. One of the things with us Jamaican is we do not know, as a citizen, we do not know our rights. And because they know that we don't read the Constitution or the rest of the Constitution, we're not educated in things like that. So it's comfortable for the government to actually abuse the people and get away with it because we don't have knowledge of a lot of stuff. I remember one of the rights of the Constitution of 1962 is we have the rights to property. You understand? And the freedom. So even taking away land and actually calling citizens squatters, that is wrong, and it's to me it's illegal. You understand? Because we have the right to property. So we have the right to enjoy beaches. We have the right to enjoy everything in Jamaica. So I'm not in support with any of that because that is abusing the right of the citizen and actually abusing the power that you have. I mean, those people were put in office to work for the Jamaican people. You understand? You're not putting power to be like slave owners. You know, so that to me that's illegal, and I think that the citizens should actually, first of all, be educated, learn your rights as a citizen. You understand? And then we have to exercise all of that. And I think that's one of the things that would actually diminish a lot of illegal things are what the government bring to the people.
Yes. Let me ask. Let me go back to So Christopher, are you ready for us?
Is he there?
I don't think he's ready for us. Let me go to.
I think he mute his mic.
Yeah, I think he's driving.
Yeah.
I see wherein my friend from social media put Action Now Jamaica. I like what you put up there. Let me ask you this question, my friend. You're in Jamaica, and you travel the length and breadth of Jamaica. I'm pretty much sure you have done that. Do you see people sleeping with the doors open? Are you hear people sleeping with the doors open because the crime has gone down and people can go about their business and did they have a good grand market this year? Because the level of crime, I get to understand that a lot of people don't go to grand market this year at all.
They didn't have any Christmas this year.
Mhm. That's true. In all my years of participating in Grad Market, this year was the I don't want to say the worst. Well, it could be the worst in terms of the turnout, right? And yes, crime and violence and a lot of things that are not going good in the country is impacting that, right? Sleeping with our doors open is a fairy tale, right? It's not something to be taken literal or to even practice, right? Because the countless videos that I receive of various criminal acts, it is alarming. And for a country so small, when I look at the statistics, the crime statistics for last year compared to other Caribbean countries, and yes, they will say, oh, Jamaica has a greater population and so on and so forth. So it could be a reason why the crime is more, right? But I mean, it's not rocket science to understand that corruption breeds poverty, and poverty breeds crime and violence. It's not rocket science, right? So corruption, until we address corruption as a nation in association with the diaspora, and when I say as a nation, I want to make it clear that I'm speaking to the diaspora and also Jamaicans on the island, that until we can address corruption as a nation, right, then everything else is going to be a problem, right? Because as I said, corruption to me is when you force people to push money into the country's economy through taxes and to get no benefit or minimal benefit from these taxes because the roads are not fixed. The healthcare is a mess. The healthcare system is a mess. Education needs some serious addressing, right? Other sectors of the economy, other sectors of the country needs addressing. But we are taxed through various laws, right, to this country's economy. And then we don't get any benefit or minimal benefit, bare minimum. That is also corruption, right? And then politicians last year took upon themselves, right, this increase, this huge increase in salary, right? We're not getting value for money. We're not getting value for money, right? And I always say Jamaica is currently under the control of tyrants and kleptocrats. They will do any and everything to remain in power. But the Jamaican people will have to make a very swift decision as to if they're going to allow the country of their birth, the country in which their family live, the country in which they want to retire and return to, especially those living in the diaspora, right? And allow the system, the people in the system to continue to deal with the people and the diaspora. So bitterly, we'll have to make a swift decision. Has to be very swift, you know.
Yes.
A very swift decision will have to be made. For sure.
Dr. Hamilton, let me go back to you. Dr. Hamilton, you and I were speaking off air before we came on. And you have some stuff to tell us, because you said that the diaspora contribute how much $1 billion
Okay,
to the Jamaican economy.
sure. I will go into that, but let me talk to the brother there about corruption. Corruption is a little more than, much more than, and I commend the sister for saying corruption is more. We have to broaden the education on corruption. Corruption is really not just taking taxpayers' money and come up with hospitals with rats and roaches, etc. That's bad enough. But it's worse than corruption is a system that denies scientifically or systematically denies one group of people opportunities. And if the people learn that fast enough, if you put on a march tomorrow morning knowing that you have been locked out of opportunity, because corruption means, it's not a system of merit, it's a system of denying opportunity against B. So if there's a mile of road to be constructed and I'm good to do it, to take care of my family, and I'm denied that opportunity. That is corruption. So corruption is really, I broaden this in economic, is a system that denies every Jamaican or every citizen should be open, should be free to pursue wealth and happiness or whatever, and corruption will stop you. Corruption tells you which school you should go to. Corruption is one, for example, you go downtown and you set up a little business, but because you're not in good terms with the local government authority, they will knock down your business if you have a shop on Duke Street. Corruption is locking out one set of people for another set. And the quicker we understand that everybody has a stake in corruption, to see that corruption is killed, it's a cancer, because it denies, any system that denies somebody the God-given right to realize his or her potential is a dangerous system. And that is corruption. That's the only definition I know. I'm not concerned, well, taxpayers' money is one, but, I'm more concerned with how it locks out a whole generation of people, how it creates poverty anyway. And there are two people working hard, but one, because of corruption, they cannot enter the door. Because of corruption, they cannot pursue an opportunity. To me, that is so dangerous, very dangerous. And if we could define corruption as that and take that message to the ordinary people, everybody will understand that corruption is bigger than, it affects every poor person out there, every walk foot out there, every driver out there, everybody. It's injustice, it's denial of opportunity, and that's what I believe corruption is, and nothing less than that.
Yes.
Now, back to what you're saying, I did a study on remittance.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, I said in remittance, again, the diaspora leadership don't know that the asset and their economic relevance or importance to Jamaica. We promote investment in Jamaica. Right now, foreign investment in Jamaica accounts for, and you can quote me, you can go online and find that from JAMAICA, from Statin, from PIOJ. If foreign investment in Jamaica is average is only about 250 million a year. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
250 million a year, or roughly 1% of GDP, which is FDI, foreign direct investment.
Yes.
Remittance money into Jamaica, and later on, some of that money goes back out anyway in the form of dividends. So it's not really here forever. And foreign investment coming into Jamaica, the foreign investors come into Jamaica, and we create two Jamaicas. We put the foreign direct investors in a thing called, we create a new law for them called free zone, economic zone, which means these people are locked into a zone. They're not part of the central economy, and you give them all the conditions. They still recruit the graduates from KC or JC or Brain and everything, but they are put in a free zone. And free zone doesn't always have to be a wall. It could be a 10-story building on Halfway Tree Road called a BPO. Now, these people are given minimum wage, they are given certain minimum industrial conditions. For example, their fundamental rights like trade unionism, the right to assemble, the right to have negotiation, they are denied those fundamental rights. And they're in free zone, so the foreign investors say, hey, I'm coming to Jamaica, I'm not interested in your labor laws, I'm not interested in your taxes, I'm not paying any taxes. And so they put them in a free zone, and I'm not interested in your red tape. They give them, I'm interested in red carpet. So when they land at the airport, they get a red carpet. If you come here from Brooklyn or Florida with your money as a diaspora, you land in Kingston, you get red tape. Because the bureaucracy here is set up for that. The diaspora needs to see that we are not set up to attract diaspora investment. right? If you try to come, we segment Jamaica into two Jamaicas. If you come off of the airport in on Montego Bay, for example, the airport in Montego Bay is two different airports. In Montego Bay, there's almost a full-time choir or band singing "Welcome to Jamaica" and serving you rum and cocoa, rum and Pepsi, or rum and soda, or whatever. If you come to Kingston Airport, where most of the Jamaican black people come, there's about 5 custom lines. In Montego Bay, every line is green. We have set up a South Africa regime back in South Africa 70s in Jamaica, where we really discriminate against we don't know what the diaspora. The diaspora is not asking for enough right now. Their investment, if you come to the airport in Kingston, they drape you up and say, "What you bringing in the suitcase, boy?" If you set up your business downtown, you get a raw deal. If you, our economy is not growing because we have destroyed. The diaspora is in a great position to inject capital into our middle economy. What I call a middle economy in any value chain is that if you come down here, we build 660,000 hotel rooms, for example. We should see that the whole interior decorating business, the landscaping business, the golf support business is reserved for Jamaicans. The entertainment industry. We have people coming in here to sing merengue or whatever from Cuba, Dominican Republic, and we have Jamaica industry, entertainment industry suffering.
Yes.
But we have created 2 Jamaicans. So the all-inclusive hotel, which is another zone, they have 4 walls, they get their things duty-free. But if you go to a hotel in Mandeville, which is wide open, they're exposed to crime, they're exposed to everything, a risk of business. And so we don't welcome diaspora money. We don't welcome diaspora investment. They have never, for example, the tourist board gets well over maybe 15 billion, several $billion a year. I don't want to be specific.
Yes.
To promote tourism. At the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, there's a one-man desk for diaspora service. And yet that desk, the diaspora is accounting for $3.4 billion. But the Ministry of Foreign Affairs only have one person there and a minister who never took a course in foreign affairs, is a half-successful lawyer, and he is the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. You know, and that's what you're giving to so for foreign investors, we have JAMAICA, which is a superstructure setup. We have the tourist board, a superstructure, and they're doing a good job. The tourist board does an excellent job. JAMAICA does an excellent job. But why is it diaspora? There's no promotion for investment. And why you only have a one desk? When we were doing, for example, the diaspora study the other day, I sent my team across the Eastern Seaboard, and we couldn't even find somebody to talk to because there were almost none participating. You know, but I'm saying they're not set up to service the diaspora. The diaspora need to see proper service in the government institutions. You can't be a $3.6 billion industry and you don't have another foreign investor coming in with 250 million a year, and you come in with 3.6 billion, and you don't have a proper qualified ministry and desk to serve your constituents. Come on, to me that's disrespect and disregard for your importance. And these are some of the things you all need to talk about. It's not about JLP or PNP. It's a matter about how relevant are we? Where are the economic opportunities in Jamaica for us? The more we send money to Jamaica, we don't want to become an ATM for Jamaica. We want to become a part of the economy. And we have to open up the economy to accommodate Jamaican foreign investors to get the same opportunities. You know, and you can win your fight. I can give you 3 examples to show you that you can win your fight. I mean, when we established where, back in the 70s, there were many properties in Jamaica when the economy was doing so well. American-owned properties, the whole place out in Rose Hall, as you recall, the banking system seized the whole Rose Hall property through whatever, the bank seizure. And the U.S., I was working for the U.S. government at the time, and I couldn't even get paid. They called me overnight and told me that I can't get paid because they suspend all payments, grants, gifts, loans to Jamaica with Mr. Rawlings, if you recall.
Yes.
Mr. Rawlings.
Doc, remember what you're going to say, Doc? Do you remember? You know what? Finish what you're going to say. Then I'm going to ask you this question. Finish what you're going to say. Finish it.
So Mr. Rawlings uses influence with American investor to make sure government of Jamaica give them what they want.
Wow.
I'm saying also, in my own way, when I see that people, I've seen Diaspora from England came here to establish their service business in the service industry, in the transportation industry. Everybody, for example, know of the late Mr. Ezra Millwood. Do you?
Yes.
Now, he came here and he worked with a lot of people to set up the minibus service. He's a foreign investor, but he's a diaspora member. And I sat here and saw when the government disenfranchised the whole minibus operation in Kingston. And I took my personal money, they know, and I won. The record is there for you to check anything I tell you. I single-handedly win, and I'm not a lawyer, but single-handedly won through the Privy Council over $7 billion to settle with the minibus people because of the economic injustice to them. Right? But you have to know to do this thing, because I went straight to the IMF and I work for World Bank, IMF, and I say and the government, the court ruled that they have to compensate the minibus men. And I went straight to Washington on my own with the minibus and said, look, government of Jamaica indebted by court order to the minibus people. Yes. And we want, when you negotiate with them, with the IMF, this debt must be brought on board, because as any simple banker, when you're negotiating, you truly put all your debts on the book. You can't negotiate with a bank and you don't disclose that you owe. And I make sure that the IMF, they disclose to the IMF that they owe, or else they won't get the money from IMF. So you guys are in a very strong strategic position to leverage yourself in this economy. This economy is growing. This economy has a lot of future. This economy needs to be restructured. This economy needs to stop denying Jamaicans opportunities. And this economy needs the diaspora you put your money here already, and might as well you make it work for you. And you have to create the environment that you want for your money. The foreign investor come here and say, unless you give us a free zone, unless you break the labor laws, we will not come. I went to St. Elizabeth, set up, I know Carlos seemed to be from St. Elizabeth, I'm not sure. But anybody from St. Ben knows. I went out there as a diaspora member and set up Jamaica's first and largest offshore medical school with foreign investors. And I dictate to the government the condition I want. I brought in foreign investors, I invested in the development. But we are very discriminating against Jamaican investors, and we have to articulate and we have to leverage ourselves. For example, let's look at the medical cannabis industry. Okay? We have created, everything I tell you is quotable. There are cases out there. We have the cannabis industry, apart from people going to jail for cannabis, we have overregulated it. Why we overregulated it? To lock Jamaicans out of it. A few months ago, for example, we imported cannabis. And it's a company, a large, one of Jamaica's top 5 companies with connection imported it. And it has connection right to the president of the Senate, and that is corruption. How could you? So when you imported cannabis in Jamaica, that's a typical example of how your corrupt practices deny the little man in Moko with ganja, How could Jamaica be? It's like taking igloo to the Eskimo. You import Jamaican is brand is synonymous with cannabis, like Coca-Cola is whatever, and like Blue Mountain Coffee. Yet we are importing cannabis because we have regulated out the Jamaicans. We have created the greatest scientist in the Caribbean, Dr. Henry Lowe, the Honorable
Yes.
Dr. Henry Lowe. Anybody heard of him?
Yes. Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Now,
Yes.
Dr. Henry Lowe is a leading scientist the Caribbean has produced. And now Dr. Henry Lowe is now in the diaspora. After come up with, he has over 15 products approved, cannabis products, whether it's cancer research, pain, whatever. Now, I bought into it. I was so shocked when he told me he was going to exit town, you know. But I sat with him and I said, any Jamaican, the diaspora, we respect you, but we understand you cannot survive in Jamaica as a business leader, as a Jamaican, black Jamaican, unless you promise you do exodus. Yeah, and I
Yes.
know this is Bob Marley in your theme, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Doc, before you go
So
any further.
exodus is the only way to survive in Jamaica. You exodus. Most of you are in the diaspora because of exodus,
Yes.
right? And so that's the only way we're going to survive here. And we want to find a way that we can have a stake in this economy and not just our barrels. And we want to have responsible government. If Jamaica, you should start pretending that Jamaica is Jamaica Inc. And therefore you should not be a passive shareholder in it. Take care.
Yes, Doc. Doc, I don't want you to leave it in a Doc, because
I'm not
I'm
leaving, but
learn.
it's just about temporary terminate my conversation there.
Oh, I'm learning from you. That is unbelievable, and I'm pretty much sure Miss Levy and my good friend is learning from you too, and the audience is learning from you, because honestly, it is a Jamaican. Oh Lord, where Doc disappear to now? Oh,
He's
he's gonna
coming
come
back.
back.
He's
Yes.
coming back.
When we listen to this, believe you me, I sit here and I'm listening to him. He reminds me of my good friend Herb Nelson Jr.
Mhm.
You know, your take on what Dr. Hamilton is saying, Miss David.
Trust me, it was a lot. It was a lot to digest. But you know what? What everything that he's saying is true, because they don't understand how important the diaspora is. You know, when I look at graduates that leave the country and we come overseas, they call it a brain drain. But when we come here and we gather our education, we gain knowledge, skills, we go back to Jamaica, then that is what you call a brain gain to the economy. And they don't respect us. I've seen on social media where, because Jamaica is divided 100%, right? And I've seen where Jamaicans are cursing out the diaspora and saying that, oh, una left and una left the country and and Ghana foreign and throw a stone behind and stuff like that. No, we didn't do that. We come overseas and we come to make our life better, so we can bring back what we learn here back to Jamaica to build the economy. And they said that we sent back like $5 billion for over 5 years back to
No,
Jamaica.
man, it's more than that.
It's more than that, right?
We contribute nearly $5 billion a year.
5 billion. Okay. I went to Jamaica in 2012 and I got sick and ended up in the hospital in Black River. And when I was in the hospital, I realized that we have at least three different type of Jamaica, right? When I went in there, they treated me like I was, like I live in Jamaica because I gave them my Jamaican documents, right? So I was sitting in a wheelchair for like 2 hours, waiting to get a bed.
When that was?
That was in 2012. 2012.
Jesus Christ.
When I finally get a bed, the nurse that was attending to me, she began asking me questions. So I had to fill out a form and I gave her my address overseas. When she got my address, that's when my whole treatment changes. You know, now it's like I'm getting 5-star treatment, right? So I said to her, there are other people in the hospital that I see. There's a lady right beside me who was calling the nurse for hours and nobody looked at her. They were all paying attention to me, right? So I'm like, oh, so this is the type of treatment that is given to me, but it's not given to the local people. They don't get that type of treatment at all. When I came back here, you know, it's like I felt like my
Remember what you're
country.
gonna say for me. Hold on there. Remember what you're gonna say for me.
Yeah.
Let me make something clear on this platform. To all the viewers who are writing on this platform here, let me make something clear this evening. I will not delete or block anyone. You know why? If we are creating a freedom of speech system, you're entitled to your opinion and you have a right to your opinion. And next person have their right to their own opinion. Okay? So please, let us agree to disagree, but let us do it in a very respectful way. In a very respectful way. Please don't disrespect each other over here. I don't like it. And don't spread any propaganda about the UIC is best for Jamaica and the UIC is this for Jamaica. Let the UIC come out and tell the people of this country how much money has they gained. How much money have the UIC collect since it came in existence from the people of Jamaica? Don't come over and tell them to join our UIC. Don't make a start pound this evening. You know. Go ahead.
What they said, we're part of the UIC?
No, let's continue for me.
Okay. Yeah, so the long and short of the story is, as a country, we cannot continue like this. You understand? We are all Jamaican. It doesn't matter if we live overseas or we live in Jamaica. You know, we all are working to build up our economy. And it's kind of just hard to know that we spend so much money in Jamaica economy, and when we go home, we cannot even open a business because of the system that they have down there. You know, so I just think that it needs to change, because there are other nationality who comes to Jamaica and they're building their heaven in Jamaica.
Yes.
The Jamaicans are living in hell.
Yes. Let us. Yes. Thank you very much. Let us switch gear. I'm gonna. Dr. Hamilton, you have so much wealth of knowledge in your head that honestly, I want you to come back in, but give me a few minutes before I make you come back in, Dr. Hamilton, because I have my good friend who has up this on his profile. Action time now for Jamaica. Your views on 1,339 Jamaican murdered in 2023. You live in Jamaica. You believe the crime is down in the country?
I believe that the figure was downplayed. Right?
Okay.
I believe that the figure is downplayed. I will have to probably, because I was trying to do, because I was anticipating the statistics to make it seem as if, you know, things are happening good under the current administration. So anticipating that the statistics is going to come out to create the impression that things are looking good, right? But I started last year tracking murders in Jamaica, but I got distracted and lost track. So maybe if I'd continued, I could have a more accurate figure. But I believe that figure is downplayed, right? And it is not even something to boast about that based on the figure. If we're going to talk about 1,393 murders and that there has been a reduction of 7.8%, that's not something to knock pot cover to, right? Because 1,393, that's what, 116 persons per month. If math is correct, about 3 to 4 persons dying per day, murdered per day. That is nothing to celebrate, right? That's nothing to celebrate, right? We have an epidemic, a crime and violence epidemic in Jamaica. And again, it has its genesis in the politics, the tribal, nonsensical, illiterate politics that we practice in Jamaica, right? And the question I would ask, right? This is a new calendar year. Where do we go from here? Is it chaos or community, right? Because as Ms. Levy said, we cannot continue like this. We definitely cannot continue like this, right? We cannot wait until the end of the year to say, 1,000 persons have been murdered, so there has been a reduction. We need, I strongly believe that the people of Jamaica, there needs to be some level of campaign regarding, literacy. The whole education of the people needs to increase, because when the people are intelligent, the decisions are usually a more positive decision, right? We need more, and I can't even say it's conflict of, not conflict of interest, but or a lack of proper conflict resolution. Because the other day I was listening TikTok interview, right? It looked like somebody came down to Jamaica and was interviewing some gunmen, and they were pretty much talking, how is it that them go about them life as criminals, right? And politicians have a lot to do with their criminal life, right? Them get contract killings, right? And as I said before, corruption breeds poverty, and poverty breeds crime, right? But we as a people, I strongly believe that the people of Jamaica and also in the diaspora, the people needs political power, and I also believe that the diaspora needs to increase political power, right? Because politics is a big thing. It is a big thing. And I think the diaspora and also the Jamaicans on the island needs to form some form of political alliance, right? To shift the things in the political sphere in Jamaica, because it is through the politics that all of these things are being birthed, right? So the crime, it linked back to politics way back in the 70s, 80s, right? And it come forward. It just take a more sophisticated, and it look like the criminals then become more intelligent and more barefaced, right? But we have to address, it has to be addressed. And as I said in my New Year's message, we will not have it this year. The current government and the opposition and all the stakeholders, we have to get it right. We must get it right. We have to create Jamaica as a safe place for not just tourists, but also for its own citizen and also its members or citizens in the diaspora. We have to make it safe for everybody, not just for tourists, right? We have to take actions against this, effective, immediate. We need to start replacing these. First thing first, the Minister of National Security, he needs to go. There needs to be some lobby against. We need resignation of these people. They're in some position that they are not competent. They are not effective. They need to go, right? If you're not good for the job, leave the job, right? So something needs to be drastically done, right? But the whole set up around crime and violence in Jamaica, or the system, the policies, starting with the Minister of National Security, going down to the Commissioner of Police, right? The JCF, the whole system, it needs a shuffling. It needs a shuffling because them people here.
So what you're saying, my good friend, is that the whole system need a shuffling of the deck.
Most definitely.
That's what you're saying.
Most definitely.
Let me read something here. The last update published by the JCF show that 118 few homicides were committed compared to few homicides were committed in 2023 than due to 2022. The police have revealed that 1,511, the number of people who were murdered at the end of 2022. The JCF report that 1,498 persons were murdered. The Gleaner line check what I need to check. St. James Police Division with 187 murders. Less 6 other division with 100 murders in 2023. Westmoreland, 117. St. Andrews South, 122. St. Catherine North, 120. Clarendon, 104. And St. Catherine South, 103. Now tell me something here. Is either me not understand this thing here? Dr. Hamilton, come on inside with us here now. You, Dr. Hamilton, lives in the land of wood and water. And when you hear these figures, Dr. Hamilton, what do you think about what's going on in the country, sir?
Well, first of all, I said our marketing very well. I agree with the brother that, look, we have to operate Jamaica as a corporation. People not doing their job, you get rid of them. The only challenge that you do have is that if you have 52 cards in a pack and there are 52 jokers, what do you do when you shuffle the pack? That's one. You still get a joker. Notwithstanding the fact that we increase salary by 300% to get better, more improved people, but that doesn't work because the gates to politics is the gates are locked. It's a closed shop. Can't get in even if at this time is to get in anyway. Now we are marketing Jamaica right now because 4 weeks ago that Jamaica was one of the safest places to live. You or us in Diaspora look like we're talking about something that's really not a problem. Now, this is how you can manipulate statistics. You can manipulate the statistics of murder, but you manipulate statistics. You have an all-inclusive tourism industry. People come in off the plane, they go to an all-inclusive hotel, they stay behind a 20-foot wall, and they get everything aboard. And to eat and drink and go straight back to the airport. And the tourism figure is rising. So you have that product, and the people who comment, who participate in the survey, oh, it's a great place because they never slept in a house in Jamaica because they came straight to. So our product doesn't integrate with the rest of our community. Yet we have 4 million tourists a year here, and we have never hurt one of them. So far, I can't see out of 4 million tourists and we should never kill one, but we never killed one. It was a perfect way. It makes the country a very safe place. We never kidnap a tourist. We never out of 4 million. We have 3 million Jamaicans, and yet we have 1,500 death murders. Something I will have to give a thought to, but what I can tell you is that you must remember that corruption, and I spoke electoral corruption before, corruption goes hand in hand with injustice corruption goes hand with crime, and so if we tackle corruption, we can reduce crime. I mean, in Haiti, for example, which is the only matching comparable country we have right now in the Caribbean, Haiti is the only country right now Jamaica compares to in the Caribbean in terms of economic performance. I'm not sure you're aware of that, but you can check that out. Go and check World Bank. Only Haiti. Jamaica doesn't match with Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados, Bahamas. They are way up. Bahamas, the per capita is $34,000 a year. Jamaica is under 6,000. And Haiti, only Haiti matches Jamaica, both in terms of corruption and poverty. Poverty, corruption, crime go hand in hand. You have to unravel that somehow, because that's what happens. Poverty, corruption, and crime go hand in hand. So you're not going to get. So, for example, let's look at crime. Let's look at corruption. How many we have arrested several ministers, or how many ministers have we put in jail in the last 10 years? None.
One person who got jail is Jack Smith.
But let me tell you something. The thing about corruption and about leadership, if you mean business tomorrow morning, that we must increase productivity. The Prime Minister's message to the rest of the country this new year is that productivity must be increased. Productivity is not an animal you just give words and it happens. It can't happen. So we are in a country that productivity is down, injustice is up, and we are not going to come out of this until we solve the corruption issue. Good leadership. If you come home, my motto is, even my own home, I assign in rooms that, look, children, what they see is what they will be. I don't teach them anything. That's my motto. And I was a member of the 100-man march back in Washington, and really what people see is what they will be. What kids see, what the nation see is what they will be. So if you're a good leader, a good prime minister, you must lock up those who thief first and take them to jail, make them go through, and then you don't have to sell the message to anybody else after that. But you can't say you're a champion of corruption and yet you can't account for one. I mean, in the SSL thing, every idiot, every half idiot out there knows that this poor woman is not the culprit. So everybody knows that. So people say we're not serious about this thing. The day we lock up, the day we fire a commissioner of police for non-performance, I don't know which head of any department could get his contract renewed on a 44% fall off in performance or increase, whatever it is. Which organization, which company should somebody get 300% increase for non-performance? This economy has not grown for 40 years. Which company can give its CEOs 300% increase when the stock of the company, stock price of the company has collapsed?
They just said that the economy grew 3%.
How? When?
The news came out and the economy grew 3%.
Let me say this to you, sir. If you want me, I'm an economist. I just want to say this. Go
ahead.
Mr. Tavares. Let me give you a simple thing. You got to know, and I'm not going to teach any economics. I'm not getting into any economics here today. If I give you a sponge ball, okay, and I ask you to drop the sponge ball as hard as you can, and you look like a very strong man, and I ask you to drop it as hard as you can, is the fact that the harder it drops, the higher it goes? If I ask you to bounce the spring ball, the sponge ball, on the concrete ground as hard as you can, and you put 200 pounds of pressure on it and drop it hard. Do you expect to rise faster or slower?
No.
Huh?
Repeat what you said, Doc. I didn't hear you clearly.
I'm saying to you, and if all those who don't understand economics, and I will elaborate a little more, if I give you a sponge ball, and you know you grew up in the country in Jamaica, you ever play sponge ball?
Yes, I used to play softball.
Okay, and if I give you a sponge ball and you weigh, just say for example, 200 pounds, and you drop the sponge ball hard as you can, and it hit the ground, you expect it to come up 1 foot or 2 feet. Which one is most likely?
1 foot.
Only 1 foot, okay.
2
Anyway,
feet.
the point is about it is
2
simple
feet.
economics. The harder
Sorry, 2 feet.
something drop,
And I think it's
the harder
hard.
something, the
Above
harder
back.
something falls, the faster it gets back up in the ground. That's physics anyway. And I'm saying that growth in Jamaica, Jamaica has 3 years of growth over the last 40 years. I can give you the 3 of them. And they were the 3 hardest period for Jamaica. The 3 years of growth, it has, 3 years over 40 years that it has produced 3% or more. You can go and check them for yourself. 1980, when there was political unrest, you're old enough to know that. 1980, the economy went way down. And 1982, I saw a big increase because they were coming from a zero situation. That was a political unrest. In 1988, we had Hurricane Gilbert. The economy was destroyed. And go and check your statistics and see 1989, 1990, we had about 4% growth. In 2021, we had COVID. Now, you don't have to know even 1 hour of economics with me. If you had COVID that took you down to 0 and you bounce back, you bounce from 0, 4% is underachievement. Even 10% is what I would have expected. But apart from that, though, is that if we are going to catch up with Bahamas, Turks and Caicos Island, Barbados, they are now doing 30,000 per capita GDP, and we're at 6. Common sense will tell you have to grow 6 times as fast as they grow. They are now doing 3 and 4% a year. So if you have to do, we have to get our economy. Our economy right now, the value of it is $15 billion. Now, if you only start to become what we call emerging economy when you get to be 18 billion and up. We have a long way to go, and you can make somebody come and tell you 5 in 4 if you're stupid enough, but we have never generated 5 in 4 yet, and we're gonna have to go at full speed to get to 18,000, and we're far from that. We have to grow 6 times, and that's impossible. And as I said to you, if corruption, it destroys opportunity. It destroys opportunity so much that right now Jamaica has about 690, 700,000 people who corruption disenfranchised them. There's no opportunity for them. And so it's an automatic, when we say that the economy right now is 4% unemployment, that may be statistically so, but in reality, there are 700,000 people out there who are not active because it doesn't make sense. How could a country like a small country has 700,000 people who have no economic purpose? That's what I call corruption, deny you of your purpose in life, deny you of economic purpose. 700,000 Jamaicans out there now have no economic purpose. Go out there and do a survey, what is your purpose in life in Jamaica? And you will find 700,000 people in that category. That is disaster for me. No economy going to grow or be modernized. And we don't have a robust welfare system like America. So these people have given up. They just say, well, it don't make no sense. If I go and open a stall downtown to sell a pack of cigarettes, the police of the state gonna destroy me anyway. If I go run a minibus or a car, they're gonna take me. When you run a car in Jamaica, they impound the car. They take the car to a pound, and they strip the car. And let's say you violate the Road Traffic Act. Now, if you come here and you set a big company called Digicel or Flow, nobody ever under capitalism, the right to property is like the first commandment. And when you take a minibus man or a little taxi man service and deny him the right to his property, you never want. I've subscribed to Digicel and Flow, and my internet goes off almost every hour. I can't call it police, but we have created, rather than the little man, they created the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And listen to the term they used to come at you. Jamaica Constabulary Force is a force. They regulate black people, black business in Jamaica by force called Constabulary Force. If you come here as a diaspora and set up a business to run car, you have to when you breach, and all of us as business people make breaches, but we under modern civil economy, we go to court and pay for the breach. Here they seize your asset and ask you a question later. But when foreign investors come like Digicel, you can't touch Digicel equipment. You can't touch anything for them. You take them to court. There's a commission called Fair Trading Commission that takes care of them. But in Jamaica, there's a force, because the force was created under slave mentality by Jamaicans who went and studied in the 60s to study European law, to how to enslave people and enforce them with police force. You can't go to foreign investors and say you're going to use police force to enforce regulations, but we use police force to regulate Jamaicans. You know, so we have a different approach to entrepreneurship. We have a different approach to crime fighting, and people already know that the product called crime is only a small set of people who will always, a small set of people get away from it all the time. Crime is for people who can't even afford a lawyer. You go to jail here, the average person in jail was not even properly represented. You know? So they know who are stealing, we all know who's stealing, but crime is, until you get crime alleviated, you're not going to get poverty alleviated, because as I said to you from my first premise, is that crime is deprivation of opportunity. It deprives you of opportunity. I heard one of my colleagues speakers there talk about brain drain. It is true, migration caused brain drain. Back in the 60s and 70s, our best brains have gone abroad. But that's what happened. Brain drain has two ways. Other countries like Mexico, Kenya, Philippines, India, they had big brain drains, but you cannot. We have many Jamaicans in diaspora. We have 3 million Jamaicans in diaspora. Let's say even 500,000 of them are economically active. If I have never seen where we create opportunities for Jamaican entrepreneurs to come back and supply engineering services. You guys in the diaspora, including myself, have worked for mega corporation. I've worked for Boeing. I met Jamaicans who have worked for Boeing with state-of-the-art knowledge. And our nurses, for example, we have thousands of nurses abroad. They are reaching retirement. We have not, those are the same nurses who could come back to Jamaica and create an industry called a retirement service tourism industry.
Yes.
But we have not seen that advantage. We have not promoted it to say, okay, nurse, you went to America when you were 25. Now you're 55 and you have money. Come back to Jamaica and establish a retirement village in Westmoreland. And we have a program for you. That's what we have to start doing so we can have reverse brain drain.
Yes.
But I've never seen Jamaican contractors bidding on anything out here. The government is the biggest procurer of services, but they don't hire Jamaicans in the diaspora.
Mm.
Eh?
My. We have a class this evening headed by Dr. Trevor Hamilton. Doc, you still there with us? Dr. Hamilton? Don't
His,
tell me
I
I'm
think
lost.
his video paused. And
We have a class this evening that honestly, when Dr. Hamilton reached out to me this evening, I listened to how the gentleman speak, and he has a wealth of knowledge. I hope this thing come back up with him, you know. He has a wealth of knowledge, and that is the type of people I want on this program. To come on and explain to us and talk to us. Talk to us. A Jamaican lives in Jamaica and talking to us about what is going on in our country. Dr. Hamilton, please come back on. We're going to open up the phone line anytime soon. But before we do so, let us go back over to the lone lady inside the program here, and also my good friend from social media. Let's touch on the social media aspect of this. You hear them talking that it's people and the bloggers is giving Jamaicans misinformation about the government. What is your views on that, my friend? As like how I have you on here now.
Well, I mean, I want to say that, you know, this current government is trying very hard to silence the people, right? And because social media has given, you know, leeway or given opportunity for Jamaicans on the island and in the diaspora to know exactly, because the media, let's begin there, the media is owned by the government, right? So the information that comes through mainstream media is going to suit the narrow government. So when there is an alternative view brought forth by social media, then they attack it, right? But we have no need. Me personally, I have no need to try to create any mischief against the government or against anybody at all. I have no need in doing that, right? It is my responsibility as a citizen of this country to ensure that things are done properly, right? So those who are making mischief, I don't know who they are talking about, right? But I know that most of the persons on social media that I interact with, most of the bloggers, right, that I'm in tune with, right, they are solid. They are bringing forth the realities. They are bringing forth the realities, and it's just it is just it's symbiotic. The realities: corruption, crime and violence, lack of opportunities, right? Healthcare crisis, education crisis, economical crisis, right? These are the things, right? On the other hand, then we go into parliament, right? A lot of, you know, political corruption, right? Nepotism, cronyism, right? Husband is the prime minister, wife is the speaker of the house, and they don't see anything wrong with that, right? They might be too decent, dignified person, right? But when you're running a business, if you're running a business, it doesn't look good when you two family member in points like those. It doesn't look good to on the outside or to the outside. It doesn't look good, right? So there's no mischief that is being created. There's absolutely no mischief. I don't see anybody in social media creating mischief, right? The government seems to be the one that is creating mischief because they want to censor us, they want to silence us. They don't want to engage us in any conversation. They don't want to engage us in the campaigns, right? The Constitutional Reform Committee and the committee that is going around, they are just downplaying everything and trying to censor the Jamaican. They don't want the realities to come through the social media. So they're attacking bloggers and vloggers about mischief makers and spreading misinformation. We're not spreading no misinformation. If we are incorrect, correct us, right? But they can't correct us because what we are spreading is it's infallible, it's factual, it's what the reality proves.
Yes. Before we go any further, before I go to Ms. Levy, let me make something clear on this platform here. No member or any group that I know of the Jamaican diaspora is trying to bring down the wholeness administration. Let me make it clear again. No member that I know or any group that I know is trying to bring down the Jamaican government. Let me repeat again. No group or any member of the Jamaican diaspora is trying to bring down the government of Jamaica. What we are trying to do is to let the government know that we, the people, demand a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Not a government of the favorite few. And until we in Jamaica, until we Jamaicans stop this PNP, JLP, UICR, no C, shibangarang, Jamaica will not be the Jamaica we want it to be. And the change that we seek as a people will not come from any political party in our country. It will come from us. And same way, both the British government and the American government in a news article said that if the Jamaican people want to stop corruption, it lies in the hands of the Jamaican people. And that is why Dr. Rupert Francis decided to write a letter to the Jamaican ambassador to Washington. And when he wrote that letter, Dr. Francis wasn't thinking about bringing on in the government. Dr. Francis is a part of the Jamaica Labour Party. Dr. Francis ran as a member of parliament for the Jamaica Labour Party. So what are you saying? Because you're a member of a political party, you can't speak out against the party? You must just stick to what the party is going on with? Let me make it clear once more. There is no group or any individuals within the Jamaican diaspora that I know of is trying to bring down any government in Jamaica. We don't have the power to bring down a government. We have no power to bring down any government. So don't come with that, so we're trying to bring down the government. It seems that we have lost Dr. Hamilton. I wish he could come back on, because he has a wealth of knowledge that we need to hear some more from him. We're going to take some calls, but before we take the calls, the lone lady in the room tonight, I need you to tell us what you think should be done in Jamaica. When it comes down to what is going on in the country, what do you think, from a Jamaican living overseas, what do you think need to be done in the country?
Okay, for Jamaica to really heal, we keep talking about corruption. Yes, corruption is in Jamaica for sure, but we cannot get rid of corruption if everybody don't come together and do it. Like I said, the country is already divided. There are some people who are saying that there is no corruption because nobody has been penalized or gone to prison. I mean, that's what, that's what people determine as, yes, there's corruption, because if somebody goes to prison, then they find them guilty and they go to prison. But that will never happen, because the whole justice system is corrupted. But for Jamaica to really get rid of corruption, we have to get rid of politics. You understand? Like, we cannot look at this as a JLP or a PMP situation. It has to be the betterment for Jamaica. So we have to change our mentality and stop being this die-hearted person, like, you know, I am protecting my party, or I am supporting my party because I was born a JLP and I'm born a PMP. We need to get away with that and just come together as Jamaica and whole. We have to start focusing on we have to focus on our country. We have to focus on our family. You understand? And our generation. Like what our generation is going to come and to inherit. Crime, corruption. We cannot look at stuff like that. So we have to get away with all this political nonsense and come together as a people, because politicians, they are actually looking out for themselves. They look out for each other. They will never be your friend. They're not your friend. They weren't put in office to be your friend. They're put in office to suppress and to depress. That's what they're put in office to do. They will never let the economy grow. They only let their pockets grow. You have to look at you. What is it that you want to, how you want to see yourself in the next 5-10 years? You understand? How you want to see your children, the type of life that you would want. A politician come around and give you a scrapper road, right? And then you're going to say that, oh, he's doing something good. No, he's not. That is his job. That's your tax money working. You understand? So for the country to really move forward and to get rid of corruption, we all have to unite. We all have to be on one accord. We all have to acknowledge the fact that corruption is actually breaking us. You understand? So until when that happens, we will never get rid of these people. We will never get rid of corruption. Yes. They can step down, some can resign, but the ones that are coming, they're going to be doing the same thing because there's no changes. You understand? And what happened to one is going to happen to all. As you can see, none of these politicians really want to get rid of corruption because it all benefits them.
Yes.
You understand? And if one break the chain, right, it affects everybody.
Yes.
And they don't want that. Nobody's going to put their neck on the line for us.
Yes. Let us get a social media friend in. Action Now Jamaica. Before we check the calls, what do you think need to be done in Jamaica? Talk for me. I'm going to look at something outside there and come back. Just continue talking for me, please.
Good. All right. So for me, as I said earlier, the people of Jamaica needs political power, because politics plays a very huge role in how our country works, how the systems work, right? So we need political power. The people needs political power. We need to take this battle needs to be taken to the polling station. That is where it needs to be taken, because as currently we're not gonna have a Morant Bay rebellion. We're not gonna have a chief rebellion. We're not gonna have none of that, right? Because we have come so far as a nation, right, that I believe we can amicably, make decision on behalf of the masses, right? So we'll have to take this battle to the polling station. We'll have to set up a different system, an alternative system, an alternative political system that caters for the masses, because currently what we have is not democracy, because we have a government that is chosen by a few, right? When you check the number of persons who voted or participated in the last election, the government was selected. The governing party is selected by a few, just a fraction of the voting population, right? But then the government is making decision on behalf of the masses, and that is not democracy, right? That is not democracy. So the people need political power, right? And the sooner we understand this, the sooner we start to unite, as our sister says, unite, not just physically, but we need to start uniting, in with our resources, with our intelligence, right? We have to unite and put plans in place to create the system that will work, right? We need political power. That is very, very important. We need political power. But before even political power, we need to unite, as the sister said. We have to unite in all effort. Physically, spiritually, financially, economically, resourceful, have to unite, put our intelligence, right? Get the best, our best people. Because even though Mr. Hamilton said earlier that if you have a card, if you have a pack of cards that's filled with 50 jokers, I don't believe that Jamaica is filled with jokers. We have the right set of people. We have competent, more than competent people, qualified people to do these jobs, right? But for some strange reason, the system as is has, turned off a lot of people, because all of us, most people in Jamaica will say, boy, if you're going to the system, you're going to do the same thing. Then we're going to do the same thing. And that might half true, right? Because if you are a person of clean character and of true intention, right? Naturally, if you go in any system that is unclean, right, you are going to try to clean that up, or you're going to step out, right? But I don't think you're going to go in there and mix or get saturated with the corruption or whatever ill is happening in there. But we need political power. We need to unite as a people and get away with the tribalism.
Yes. One moment, please. Good night. Welcome.
Right.
Good night. Welcome to Make We Talk. Hello. Oh Lord. Go ahead, Mr. Hamilton. Can you turn your TV down, Mr. Hamilton, please? Yes, Mr. Hamilton. Go ahead for me now. Dr. Hamilton is back with us. Okay, we're going to wrap up the program anytime soon. So what I need you to do for me, hold on for me. They're saying volume. Go ahead for me now, sir. Can you just give us your closing remarks, and when can we have you back on?
Okay, my closing remarks, if we actually, I'm not sure corruption, we're going to kill it for somebody into that. It's a part of our culture, but we can't accept a culture and live it forever. I think we had to educate everybody that corruption, the practice of corruption is a practice of the deprivation of people and the opportunities, and mobilize everybody, because everybody will become a stakeholder in it. When I know that corruption is a way to block people opportunity. I have been a victim of corruption. Every time there come up corruption practices out there, it victimizes some other persons, and it kills the initiative in you, it kills people drive, it kills people entrepreneurship, it kills people's potential, and that's, I said to you before that cut off or somewhere, there's 700,000 people already piling up there, and that is in itself a victim of corruption. And the number 700 is going to get more, because we are making people purposefulness.
Yes.
Okay? But we want the next message should be, we want to make every Jamaican purposeful.
Yes.
That's my thing. Make every Jamaican purposeful. I remember prosperity. Make me purposeful and let me pursue my purpose. And then use corruption as a mechanism, a system with corruption to prevent me from pursuing my purpose. We have seen Jamaican corruption is all over the world, and corruption is in the Caribbean. But again, some countries in the Caribbean, and this may be a joke, but they have the opportunity for other people. So I've always argued that in the 70s and 80s, Antigua was very corrupt. But just about everybody got an opportunity. Everybody was thieving, I suppose. I benefit from thieving. But when only 6 people steal, only 6 people benefit, then you're denying this other 40% opportunity. So we want to open opportunities for Jamaica, and that's a trade-off for corruption. And it will be the trade-off. For example, poverty and crime, if people understand that your community, for example, rather than establishing SOZO, I would have liked to see where we say we identify 100 communities in Jamaica that are crime-prone, and we offer to them the opportunity out. And we're going to have an index which says if your crime rate goes up 10%, if it goes down 10%, there are opportunities for you, a trade-off. Just like how when we go to countries to assess them, when I work on missions with the World Bank, and we go on mission and we say, if your social order, whatever, improve, we give you the check or the loan or the grant.
Yes.
We're saying, if we and it's not bribing people, we're saying to people, if the crime activity goes down, for example, or church town goes down, we will give them a great school. Okay?
Yes.
Great teachers. We give them equal. I will say making the school a quality, equal education will be the reward for compensation. You'll be surprised how the community, everybody in the community will be good brothers keeper, and everybody in the community will who no longer they're competing with a system where they will go and they will not tell the police anything, but if they have a stake in it that a new school is on the horizon, a new scholarship on the horizon, they will be the first to say we don't want you in our community. So we have to have trade-off for crime, we have to have trade-off for corruption, and we have to have a justice system that treats corruption. It's simple. You don't need more than 10 people in jail in Jamaica, 10 top people in jail in Jamaica, and you'll be surprised how quick the corruption goes.
And not only the politicians who are involved in corruption, you know. You have some permanent secretaries in the government buildings who are involved in some nasty corruption. Is unbelievable. Because I keep on saying, you know, Dr. Hamilton, that the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, some nibble going on down there. Some shibangarang going on down there. And the Ministry of Labor, along with other ministry, even the birth certificate office, it stinks of corruption. Not to mention the Transport Authority. Not to mention other government entities that stink of corruption. And it needs. Go ahead, sir.
Corruption, if an economy is growing, also corruption will reduce because they're all intertwined. You see, when an economy is growing, when the economy is productive, if I go to apply for a passport, and I know it will take a week, and there's somebody on the passport office who can take my money. In fact, some time ago when I advised the government about documentation, I said, really, might as well you privatize the scanning on the street, people selling power. So the government actually at the time decided to introduce express fee because there were other people who were selling the passport service on the street. And the government told me, and I said, well, there is a need for an express service, you know. So if government services for the colored product, the fact is that if people go to a bus stop and there's no schedule for a bus arrival, if you live in New York, you will see this train arrive at 4:02, and it will arrive at 4:02. So you can stay in the lane or you can stay away from the lane, but you know at 4:02 a bus, a train will be there. But in Jamaica, when you get government service, you are surprised. So you have to pay. It's a function of inefficient government. Corruption is when government is also inefficient.
Yes.
Because you're not really going to get the services because you know you will not get it.
Yes.
And I want a passport to travel tomorrow morning. And if I wait on the government system, it won't happen. So we have to try to modernize the government, but again, they're putting all sort of systems in place, but to praise them to make the system inefficient, because when it's inefficient, you have to alternate source of provision of a service. So it's all intertwined. Get an efficient government, when it's a government, not necessarily a political part, but get an efficient public administration, and you'll be surprised to see, because, you know, you go online, you apply for a visa to the United States, you get your visa thing. You know, even and they will tell you to respond to in 5 days, and they respond to in 5 days. So you don't need to corrupt anybody. So corruption is a function of what's in people's mind. Do they doubt they will get the service on time? Understand? And
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with efficient and paying for efficient service, but you will never get corruption until you have efficiency in our systems and in our modernization of our public sector.
Yes.
But, and I said, there are people out there who are living on the inefficiency. You know, there are people who introduce all sort of paperless systems, but people are still buying driver license, they're buying renewal of the car inspection service. They don't bother because it doesn't work.
Yes. Doctor, thank you very much for coming on, sir. Thank you so much for coming on.
I keep up the good works, but you're doing an excellent job on your team. And as I said, the fact that I'm speaking to, as I said, I'm very discriminating and concept. But you guys, you have me on board, and I'm a very resource person from time to time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. I will surely give you a call. And I'm pretty much sure Mr. Rattigan is going to ask me to get you on his program. So get prepared and stand by, because, you know, we need people like you to educate the public. Because a lot of people may say it's only Wilfred Rattigan and Jeffrey Tavares and Herb Nelson Jr. and others will come on. We have somebody else who can come on and educate us some more about economics and also and other things. You know, the time has come for every Jamaican to rally around a single cause and a single purpose. You know? So thank you very much for coming on, sir. Thank you so much. And the numbers to call in to give your views or to comment or so forth is 954-529-8030. 954-529-8030. That's the number to call into the program here tonight before we go off air. 954-529-8030. Call into the program now and speak to any one of us, or, you know, what is your views on what is going on in the Jamaican diaspora, where Jamaicans both home and abroad is speaking out now about what is going on in the country? Is it that we are creating a narrative that Jamaica is in crisis when it's not in crisis? Because that's what people are saying. That we're lying. We're spreading propaganda news. We're being paid by the People's National Party. Hold on there for me. Good night. Welcome to Make We Talk. Good night. Welcome to Make We Talk. Good evening. How are you doing, sir? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like to have open and transparent conversation. The doctor mentioned something that I stood back when I heard him say. He mentioned Jamaica being the second worst in the Caribbean.
Second worst what?
Economic. And he was
Yes.
He was big in some aspect of it, but he made us a comment about economy. And I'd love for him to put that in context and to support with some facts. Because if we're here to teach...
Hold on for me. They said they can't hear the caller.
No.
Can you hear him? You can't hear me either. Okay, hold on for me. Hold on.
He's low.
Very low.
Are you hearing him now? Go ahead. Hold on for me. Hold on. Go ahead now. Oh Jesus! I don't know what's going on. So you wasn't hearing Doctor either.
Yeah, we were hearing Mr. Hamilton.
Good night, caller.
Yes, sir. Greetings, yeah. Greetings again, Jeffrey.
Are you hearing him now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are you hearing me clearly now?
No, they're not hearing. You're hearing clearly? Okay, is hold on for me. Is our viewers and listeners on the YouTube channel hearing clearly? Let me hear. Hold on for me. Caller, hold on for me. Hold on. Is people on YouTube hearing us?
Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Okay, I don't know what's going on here because. Oh lordy. Continue. Go ahead.
All right, so I wanted to comment.
Okay. Hold on for me. It doesn't make any sense if they're not hearing us. Hold on for me. Hold on. Let me figure out something here. Hold on a minute. Because if they're not hearing you. Okay, go ahead now.
Is that clear now?
Is it better now? Go ahead.
Greetings again. Greetings. Let's check it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So thank you. Thank you for taking my call. I was listening to your program this evening, and let me greet your panelists, the goodly lady and the two gentlemen. Greetings to both. I listened to the gentleman. I think his name is Mr. Trevor, is his first name.
Dr. Trevor Hamilton.
Dr. Trevor Hamilton, yes. Greetings to you, sir. He made a comment that sparked my interest. He mentioned that Jamaica would have been not among, the worst country in the Caribbean, second to Haiti, economically. And I would love for him to put that in perspective for us and to sort of support that with some facts so we can understand the context in which he would have made those comments, because that might not be consistent with what is coming out of the international community who observe Jamaica economically. And
what international community?
we're talking about the rating agencies and others. If Jamaica would have been the worst country economically, why would the second worst country in the Caribbean get the sort of, reviews or commendations that are coming to Jamaica? I don't know. I'm just asking. So if you could provide some clarity with that is concerned, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
The other comment I want to make, Sir Jeffrey, is, I don't believe that everything is hunky dory in Jamaica. There's a problem. A gentleman just spoke a while ago about the government systems and government agencies and the speed in which people get things done in Jamaica. And I think while the country is making some moves in the right direction in some areas, I think that's an area that really needs strengthening, because it's actually reduced corruption. If there's corruption in public places, a lot of the times corruption is supported by a certain level of incompetence. When service is not being delivered in a speedy an accurate way, it breeds and it leaves room for corruption. So I agree with the gentleman that needs to be fixed. One more thing before I go. The crime concern, which everybody has a concern about it, including myself, who support some of the initiatives and policies of the government. Jamaica has a crime problem. We've been having this for decades now, right?
So hold on there for me now, Chopper. If we've been having this for decades,
yes,
having it for decades.
Yes, sir.
But yet the Prime Minister tell the people in 2016 that they can make them see the windows and door open. Is there something fundamentally wrong with that?
Jeffrey, no.
No what? He said it.
No, but hold on. You see, wait a second.
Didn't he say, Chopper, answer the question. Didn't he say, Chopper?
What did he say? What was the comment?
He said he will allow Jamaicans to sleep with the windows. Chopper, don't come and spin this evening. The Prime Minister, hold on for me. No, it's not a political thing. No. I'm asking you a question, Chopper. Did the Prime Minister promise the Jamaican people that he will make them sleep with the windows and open? Yes or no?
What do you mean by promise Jamaicans to sleep with the windows?
Yes or no, Chopper?
Of course.
Didn't he say it?
Is that impossible?
Didn't he say it?
I'm asking you.
No. You don't ask me any question here. I am okay. Good.
Yes, he did.
Thank you.
So what's the question? What's the point?
No, I just wanted to answer that.
No, but of course he did. And guess what? I still believe that Jamaica has the potential to go back to a time when we can sleep with our windows and doors open.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. So hold on there now. The Minister of National Security took over from Bobby Montague. And he heard when the Prime Minister said that he's going to make Jamaicans sleep with the windows and door open. His boss said it. So how is it that Dr. Chang hasn't allowed the Jamaican people to sleep with the windows and door open?
Let me ask that question.
No. Answer the question for me. No, Chopper. No, Chopper. Hold on. We are running a program here, you see? I asked you a question, Chopper, and I want you to answer the question. How is it that the current person who is in the Ministry of National Security hasn't allowed the Jamaican people to sleep with the windows and door open? What is going on? So answer the question.
You asked me a question. Are you going to allow me to answer the question?
Yes. 2 minutes. Because I have another call coming in. Yes, because I have another call coming in.
No, if you want to take another call, get me to go.
Let's hear what he have to say. Let him answer the question.
Answer the question, Chopper, in 3 minutes.
You can't ask me about the minister. Let me ask you this question.
No, Chopper, with all due respect, I'm going to cut you off. I am going to cut you off if you don't answer the question, Chopper.
You're asking me to tell you what the Minister of National Security should do. It is obvious that you don't know what the portfolio responsibility of a Minister of National Security is.
Well, please enlighten me then.
Yeah, exactly. The Minister of National Security, you think it is his responsibility for you to tell you whether or not you should speak to the door over?
The buck stop with him, Chopper, and I have to go have a call coming in.
Go ahead, take your call.
Okay. Well, this is the Ay. The numbers to call is 954-529-8030. Call into the program 954-529-8030. A friend of mine was calling me a while ago, and I was trying to take his call, but he hung up. You can call me on air or off air. We can talk. Gentle people, your views on what happened a while ago? With Chopper calling in. He's dancing around the questions of breadfruit, man.
Jeffrey,
Yes.
I have a Denise.
Hold on for me. Hello, good night. Hold on. Let me call you back. Hold on. Hello, good night. Yes, sir. Hold on for me. Hello, good night. This is Make We Talk. You're live on air.
Yes, Jeffrey.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Tavares.
Yes, sir.
The way I see Chopper. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing it loud and clear. So the listeners and
The way I see Chopper is to me is like a squirrel trying to get a nut. This is a Jamaican clown. That can be put together to create havoc. People like them, they don't bring in the show. It doesn't make sense. It's crazy all kind of energy with this clown. Alright? When you give a clown a country to run, it becomes a circus. Boldness is a clown. Even this damn old administration, because they're doing a lot of injustice to the Jamaican people. And him and Record is one of the worst prime ministers Jamaica ever seen. You understand? Because this man wants us proprietorship. He want to be like one leader of Jamaica. It's not going to work. He want to do the dictatorship thing. That's why he aligned himself up with Israel to do the cyber fraud and all them computers. You got to use computers in Jamaica to cast votes. They're going to use the computers to cancel the vote. And all them pipe bomb, 300 pipe bomb, 8 helicopter, 50 gun, that's to disrupt the election all over the country. So they want to mess up the election. What's going on in America.
So caller, let me ask you a question, caller. The 50 gun you spoke about, what is that all about?
These guns, from my understanding, these guns is a great problem.
Okay.
Well, from social media, I understand that these guns, they were warned that the gun coming from David, and all of a sudden the gun disappeared. Nobody can give a call for it. What all they should do is quit and go work on his family. All right? That's what they need to do.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Just quit. Because they caught the young girl here because she had dreads. He had 2 sons that had dreads. I don't know who knows them. The one them in Bronx, he had kids in the Bronx, so nobody talk about that. If they got dreads, he's getting heavy in the White House. The parliament is getting these women pregnant and all that.
No. Hold on for me, caller. I can't prove that he's getting anybody pregnant. I don't want that to come on the program here at all, my friend.
Well, it's already out there.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks very much for thanks for calling in. Well. Whoa.
What a mix up.
So that man needs to go and the opposition. We gotta watch this other guy, Mark. God, he's dirty as hell. Both bodies dirty. Both bodies. We need to revamp the body trend. Get rid of most of them criminals. We got one guy dancing on a beach with all inclusive band. How much Jamaicans would afford to obey and go in a hotel just to get access to the beach? It's a joke trend. Jamaica losing the culture and Jamaican people is a part of the problem and they should be a part of the solution.
Yes.
They should get up, stand up and fight for their rights like Bob Marley said.
Yes.
You understand me, man?
Yeah.
Jamaica is a double standard country just like America. You have the rich and the poor. America the white and the black. You understand? If America must sneeze, Jamaica have a cold. This man is trying to align up himself with other people all over the world. So he can stay the Jamaica house. He don't want to leave the practice. That's the damn thing. It's no good. When this guy was getting ready to run, I personally wanted to see which guy and his younger mind, younger thought process. But this guy is worse than bullshit. Worse than PJ Patterson.
Yes.
Guy's garbage. Those are garbage. Look at his wife.
Caller, hold on for me, caller. I have a next call coming in. Thank you for calling in. Thank you. Yeah. All right, good night. Welcome to Make We Talk.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Yeah, two weeks ago, you give this guy Chopper a chance on your program, right?
Yes.
Right on that program, whether he did a nasty trick by sending the link to one of his supporters. That's what I have happened on that program, because I saw that program. Now, I understand what you're trying to do to try to run a balanced program by inviting him.
No, I didn't. No. Hold on for me. I did not invite the gentleman in the program tonight. He called into the program.
Here is the situation that they've been in type of guys. Those guys are programmed. I understand they didn't invite you, but these guys will never ever. You ask him a question, and he answer only question. He's not going to answer the question. I don't know the answer. The guys are blinders. They are programmed. They are diehard. They cannot reason rationally, right? It's a waste of time. Right? He's one of them Jamal students. When they call in and they try to call in for them, just them say, boy, you miss a Jamal program. That's all. The right man is to Jamal program. Look at some of them supporters when they call in. When they call in, they don't make a statement. They ask a proper question. All in got it. Well, I'm doing again. They're illiterate. Simple put it.
Yes.
They're illiterate. Right? I did the right thing by just ignoring them. But this guy Chopper, right? He can't answer a simple, straightforward question, a factual question. It's not political. You can ask you a question and you say, are you a program controlling man? Controlling, right? Like you ask something, he dance around it. Right? Because he know the answer and he cannot answer. Why can't this guy start factual thing? But that's PPL or GLP. Facts are facts. Guys, I go to your one opinion about your certainty. Not at the time to your one fact. Not to take it for the program. I'm a waste of time, man. Right?
Well, if hold on for me, caller. If we are running a public program, you know,
I agree with you.
I can't tell people not to call or who not to call and when to call, you know.
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
But if we're not going to learn nothing from it, the whole program is designed to help both PNC and GOP and it can benefit Jamaicans. But he's not answering no question, he's not talking facts, he's coming in like in program like a robot. Right? Oh, them guys come to America and then see how systems operate where everybody tells them opinion, even what they have. But this guy refused to answer a question because they just focus one way. Right?
All right. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, keep going.
Thank you very much. Speak up, my friend. Go ahead. You want to call back into the program is anyone want to call into the program is 954-529-8030. The program had tonight. Your views on the gentleman who didn't want to answer the question when I said to him about the PN.
Is that we're talking about? Is this the blogger that always supports the Jamaica Labour Party?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I
guess
mean,
so.
yeah. I mean, if somebody's funding my job, I'm gonna come out and support them by all means, right? So what he's doing is
why is it funding your job? Why is it funding your job? He's being funded by the Labour Party.
I mean, if he's campaigning for them, why wouldn't they seek his interest, or why wouldn't they form some? I mean, this is a blogger, right? A very well-known Jamaica Labour Party blogger. There must be some ties, some support given to him to carry out the agenda, right? So, is for him to come out and mark you, I don't know specifically, or I can't speak directly if he's being funded, but I mean, for somebody to come out and support the Jamaica Labour Party on his platform all the time. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's defending his political party. I don't know what is in it for him, right? But for him to be always in support of them, there must be just, it must run deeper than just coming on a platform to speak.
Jeffrey, I want to respond to somebody in the chat. Denise Makala Query or Query. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name properly.
Yes, go ahead.
The first name. And she asked me a question. She said, Tanya, you should be very specific about who should come together. I believe the diaspora, if we could ever come together without politics and focus on nation building, that could be the change. Yeah, but I'm not only talking about coming together. I'm not only talking about the diaspora. I'm talking about, everybody and a whole, like local and abroad, because that's the only way we can get this thing done. And we have to develop a relationship between people living overseas and people living in Jamaica. That's Jamaican living overseas in the diaspora and Jamaican on the local ground. We have to start by actually having a good relationship where we can actually look at things that are affecting us. Too many times we go against each other because we're taking sides. You understand? So we have to just put away the side taking and just have one mutual thing.
Yes.
You understand? Just be on one mutual ground, and that is getting back Jamaica and making it better than it is now or it was before. You understand? So I don't know if that answers your question, Denise, but it have to be both ways. It have to be people in the diaspora and people in Jamaica, because we're all one Jamaican, and we're just fighting to save our own country.
A lot of people is dubbing this program a PNP program.
No.
And people are saying that the no way my political allegiance lies. I beg to ask the question again. When Dr. Rupert Francis came out and wrote the letter, he decided enough is enough. And he wrote the letter. Now, I've always said this, that if you're running a program, you have to be balanced. I am not a member of any political party, whether the PNP or the JLP, and I don't care who wants to dub me as a PNP or a JLP. Go ahead and dub me at it. But you have some social media bloggers who are putting up the Make We Talk videos and the Make We Talk program on their thing and dubbing whatever. Let me make something clear to you tonight. Continue to do it. But I hope when the repercussion take you, I hope your party can take out of it. Because I warned you about it and you're still doing it. I hope when the repercussion take you, your party can take you out of it. Gentle people, we're going to wrap up the program tonight. Anybody else want to call in, you have 2 minutes now to call in, and for us to wrap up the program. Your closing remarks, Miss Levy?
Okay, so my closing remarks is, for us to get anything done, we have to unite. There is no other way around it. When we are divided, it is much more powerful for them. When we unite, they lose all their power. A lot of us don't know that the people of our country is more powerful than the clouds they put in power. So as citizens, we have to exercise that. And for us to do that, we have to come together. So we all have to change our mentality.
Yes.
And just look at the betterment of us and our country and what we want. Ask yourself, this is what you want? Like, I can't settle for this. You understand? It's not, we're not a nation that we just gonna accept handout, or we think that whenever a politician come around and give us little water or patch a little piece of road, then it's a gift. This is not a gift. They're putting power to work for us. And we have to send a clear message to them that you are working for us. You have to deliver. You make a promise, you deliver. Right? So this is not a one-sided thing. This is not a party thing. This is not, we don't care about JLP or PNP. Those are just names. We care about Jamaica. You know, so we have to change our mentality and start looking down that road before we can get anything else done.
You know, thank you very much. I'm gonna have the Action Now Jamaica to come on. Before I have him coming on, you know what I realize in our country? That we are so divided like the two political parties. And for those of us should go back into history, the two political parties in Jamaica has put Jamaica where Jamaica is now. No better barrel, no better herring. If we should do the history of the two political parties in Jamaica, we'd realize that. We're going to take this final call before we wrap up.
Okay.
Good night. Welcome to Make We Talk.
Yeah, good evening to you and the panel.
Yes, sir.
Question. Does anyone ever check the amount of money that was stolen in these 8 years of the Andrew-Wilness government? From the police cars to petrol jam, all the money that's been stolen, the 3 billion donor money and everything.
Good question.
Has anyone ever go through and kick off all these stolen money that was supposed to go toward building the country?
Wow.
How can you have a government represent? You see the thing, you know, the people are not educated. So the people just put a government in there and then the government just run wild. So I'm saying?
Yes.
Government just run wild, do whatever. And so them, when come in with soldier all over the place. This guy, nobody ever get this guy out of power, you know?
Me no hear so somebody on the YouTube channel says God put him there.
Somebody said I went on fasting for him to win.
As the people rise up, we're going to crush them. So I'm saying? So that's all me have to say, bro. They'll look and see what I go. So yes. I say. But, you know, we have to come together and we have to do something. You know? Mr. Ratigan and Mr. Nelson, them like all them being like FBI and whatever. You know, we can't get out this guy, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in, caller.
All right.
Thank you. My God. We're going to wrap up the program now. It is 9:23. We have been at it from about 7 o'clock. Dr. Hamilton gave us a good lecture a while earlier on pertaining to the economy and other things. And we're going to have him come back on next. One of these days, we're going to bring him back on. Your final word before we go, my good friend, Action Now Jamaica.
All right, so just to continue with what Ms. Levy said earlier, so there needs to be a unified effort of all Jamaicans, whether at home or abroad, right? We need patriots. We don't need political agents. We need patriots, people who are patriotic to Jamaica. It's Jamaica, it's country first. over political parties, right? We need freedom. We need education. The people need political power. They need empowerment, right? They need love in their hearts, clean mind, right? We need a health care that is state of the art. It's able to provide the health care for our brothers and sisters, our citizens, right? We need healthy foods, right? We need clean water 24/7. These are some things that we need. We need properly constructed roads, right? We need livable salaries. Our brothers and sisters in the public sector all across Jamaica, we need money that is able to meet our needs, our financial obligation, right? We need our natural resources. We need the golds and the coppers and the other metals that are being dug from the country, benefiting the country most and foremost, right? Most of all, it needs to be benefiting the country, right? Rather than the foreign entities and countries, right? And we need once and for all, finally, we need good governance. Governance free from corruption, right? A government that is transparent, they're inclusive, right? They're accountable for their actions. We need these things. So this is not too much to ask, right? They say they want to represent us, right? They went into the process. We elected them to represent us, to meet our needs, and so far they have failed to deliver, right? So we never put them in there, no. They chose themselves, right, to represent us, right? And so it's not too much to ask. Deliver on these things. We need a clean society, a Jamaica free from violence and crime. We need our youths to be empowered and given the opportunity to live decent and clean lives, free from criminality, really progressive. It's not too much to ask, right? So the government that can give us that, right, is what we support. A government for the people, by the people.
You know, I want to ask this question before we go. And the question is this. Every Jamaican, majority of Jamaicans who are in Jamaica, if I had the money, I'd do the survey, you know, to find out from Jamaicans their views on what is going on in the country. Are their life better under a Labour Party government, or are their life better under a PNP government? From 1962 until now, we've been swapping black dog for monkey in this country. PNP, JLP, JLP, PNP, PNP, JLP, JLP, PNP, PNP, JLP. We're swapping black dog for monkey.
Yeah, swinging the pendulums.
Yeah, man. Mongrel for mongrels. We've been swapping black dog for monkey in this country for too long. From 1932 until now, or 1962 until now, I should say. And yet we have a 2030 vision to live, work, and raise family where? And when you speak out about what is going on in the country, people say you dub you as a member of the People's National Party.
I know you're fighting against the.
So hold on here now. So if the PNP should gain state power tomorrow morning, and myself and others decide to hit out against Mark Golden if we're going to do anything, then they're not dub us as a Labour Party person. Let's say we're sick in this country. Let's say we're sick. We're mentally sick in this country. We're mentally sick. And we need to wake up in this country.
A mental reset.
And until we, the Jamaican people, wake up and stop the PNP and JLP and put Jamaica first. Stop putting our parties first and put our country first. I don't care who wants to dub me as a member of the Labour Party and a member of the PNP. You know. I really don't care. I know who I am and I know what I'm standing for.
We are all
There's something in the
Jamaicans.
American Constitution that speak about we the people. We the people have the power in our hands. And that is why the American government, along with the British government, or the American embassy and the British embassy in Jamaica put out a statement that to fight the level of corruption in Jamaica lies in the hands of the Jamaican people. And I see, sir, it came out in the newspaper. And if nothing never got so, the American embassy would have said nothing never got so, would never said like that. Along with the British embassy, they say the same thing. It is in the newspaper. The American embassy put out a statement, a joint statement with the British embassy, that to fight the level of corruption in Jamaica lies in the hands of the Jamaican people. So when we come on here and we speak about the level of corruption, some people, I call them my friends same way, because they are Jamaicans, will come out and say, no, not go so. Rattigan and Jeffrey Tavares and others are spreading propaganda and fake news. Not go so. Are we going to sit down in this country for the next how many years? And because our party is in power, we can't speak against our party? Is this the Jamaica we want to leave for our children? Is this the Jamaica we want to leave behind for our children? Huh? Is this the Jamaica we really want to leave behind? My fellow Jamaicans, both home and abroad, the time has come for us to rally around a single cause and a single purpose. And the time is now. No member of the Jamaican diaspora, not a Wilfred Rattigan, a Jeffrey Tavares, a Rupert Francis, a Herb Nelson Jr., and others. None of us want to bring down any government. And if they want to bring down any government, I will not be a part of it. Let me make that clear. That's not their intention. And if that is their intention, I'm not a part of it. But I can state tonight, categorically, that neither Wilfred Rattigan, Herb Nelson Jr., Rupert Francis, or myself, and others who are behind the scene, and I don't want to call their names, is bringing on in the government. And why I say that is because they come on my program. And people have it to say that I'm a part of an organization. Because I get calls about it. But I'm just going to say this tonight. That if for us to write a letter, or for them to write a letter, Dr. Francis wrote a letter stating what is going on in the country, the level of corruption, crime, and so forth. And because he wrote a letter, he's trying to bring down a government, then something is fundamentally wrong with the base of many of us. Is that we can't write a letter? We can't write a letter to the Jamaican ambassador to Washington? Are we the people can't write a letter to the Jamaican government? Is that the case? You're being dubbed as a member of a political party because you wrote a letter? Huh? Aren't we patriotic Jamaicans? Freedom of speech. Somewhere I read that we have the right for a peaceful assembly. We have the right to speak. And we have a right to send letters to our prime minister because the word minister in Latin means servant of the people. We demand a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Not a government of the people, of the vum-va-va and the vum-va-vi. We demand a government of the people who live below Crossroad, who live below Halfway Tree, who live in Reman, Jungle, and Tivoli, Backbush, and all those places, Maho Drive, and the people of Red Ground Negril, and the people of Western Negril, and the people of St. Elizabeth, Treasure Beach. We demand a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So don't come over here and talk. We have plans to bring down the government. It is your constitutional right to write letters to your public officials. It is your sole duty to petition them. And many of those people who are die-hearted have never read the Constitution of Jamaica, but yet they're die-hearted. I would advise you all to consult the Constitution. And I'd advise you all to consult Google. You have a smartphone. Consult Google. And type in the word Constitution, if you can spell it. Type in the words donor funds, if you can spell it. Damn out of order coming over and talk about we're bringing down government. What government are we bringing down? We need to wake up in our country and smell the coffee. When we've seen Jamaica become independent, we've been selling everything in this country. Look at our national airline. It's gone like Sammy Mouth. Huh? Our sugar industry gone down to nothing. We sell out everything. Now we're importing sugar into the country. That make any sense? The people of St. Elizabeth, every single year here they have drought. And the two political parties have been promising the people of St. Elizabeth running water in their pipes. And until now they can't get running water. We are 61 years old in this country. 61 years old. And the two political parties cannot fulfill the promise of putting water in the pipes in this country for the people to get water. Yet we are well renowned around the world as the land of wood and water. When we come in, we're going to talk about we're bringing down government. And a bunch of set of damn idiots. We need to wake up in this country and call a spade a spade. If your party wrong, say your party wrong. No member of parliament can ever say Jeffrey Tavares come and beg them anything. And then I put on my 10 pound of chicken back on fire. So for those out there who are so blind with the two political parties and can't see what is going on in the country, then may God help us. We need to wake up. We came to this rock by labor pain, not by aeroplane, nor party pain. When we were born, we never see pain in our jail. We see our mother, and we see this land of ours, this beautiful country in the Caribbean Sea, the gem of the Caribbean. That's what we saw. But yet, we make politics blind us, that we can't see what is going on in the country. I'm not going to say that the Labour Party government don't do anything good for Jamaica. I'm not going to say the People's National Party don't do anything good for Jamaica. What I'm saying, they could have done better. For 61 years old, they could have done better for this country. For 61 years old, they could have done better for this country. You all here talking? What we must demand is infrastructure. How on earth in 21st century Jamaica, we have Jamaicans standing in the suns to get passport? Huh? In 21st century Jamaica, we have Jamaicans standing in the sun and on the tents to get our national ID as a passport. You have Jamaicans standing in the sun at the birth certificate office. Those are the things we're talking about. Let me make something clear tonight. The Prime Minister should put on his green clocks and call election tomorrow morning. And the People's National Party should win. Let I put opposition leader Mark Golding on notice that you won't get away with anything, sir. If you become Prime Minister tomorrow morning, Mark Golding, Mr. Mark Golding, let me make this clear to you, sir, that I will hold you accountable the same way, sir. I will not come over here and disrespect the office of the opposition leader, nor the office of the Prime Minister. So let me make it clear that the People's National Party gain state power tomorrow morning, and they go on with the same shebangarang. I will be on them too. What we need is a proper governing system for this country. And for those in government entities in this country, for those at the passport office, we're coming after you. For those at the birth certificate office, we're coming after you. Because we know what is going on. For those at the Ministry of Labor who thief in poor people money, who thief in part program money, I keep on saying to the Minister of Labor and Social Security in our country, you need to do an independent audit, a forensic audit into the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, especially the part program money. Because shebangarang going on in there. Highway thiefness going on in there. So when you come and talk about trying to bring down government, we're not trying to bring down the government. What we are talking about is what is going on in the country. And for those permanent secretaries, in the government officials, in the government buildings around this country, be ye careful. You're being warned. Be ye careful. We come up every day, we cuss politicians, not only them alone. The government buildings in this country. Some people in there, they think enough of them. And for those people who selling passports and who selling birth certificates and who selling license, be careful. Be ye careful. Let me stop tonight because I don't have nowhere to go. I don't want to go any further tonight. We need to wake up in this country, man. Wake up. When we're born out of our mother's womb, we never see a member of the Labour Party. When we're born, your mother shake. Oh, you're a Labour, right? Ooh, you're a comrade. No. We saw this beautiful rock of ours. And for those Chinese people who have business downtown Kingston, who are not paying any taxes, you think we don't know? And for those tax people going around getting money under the table from those Chinese people who own business in downtown Kingston and all over the country, we know about it,
The Indians too.
And those Syrians and Indians, we know about it. The corruption stink to the highest heaven in the country, worse than Riverton Dump. It's 9:44. This is we're gonna say so long from here for tonight. Thank you for coming on. Thanks, Dr. Hamilton, for coming on. Miss Levy for coming on. My good friend Action Now Jamaica for coming on. I like your videos that you have on both on TikTok, my friend. I love them. And now we have exchange number. Don't be a stranger. And I hope you don't be a stranger to the Make We Talk program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Not at all.
Yes, man. And let us continue to fight the fight.
Most definitely.
Let nobody offer you any money. Let no one offer you any money.
I'm a patriot.
That's what they're doing. They're going around offering people money to keep them out shut. Well, I'm not a sellout. Nobody can buy me. Neither he, she, nobody cannot buy this boy. And we will continue to rally around Dr. Rupert Francis, a former member of the Jamaica Defense Force, a man of integrity, a man of value, a man who stands by his country and loves his country. I say, hail the man. Respect to Dr. Rupert Francis. And for those out there who have Jamaica at heart, one love. For those out there who believe that there can be a better Jamaica, come on board. For those out there who believe that there can be a change in Jamaica, come on board. Because the change that we seek in this country, as I said before, will not come from the People's National Party, the Jamaica Labour Party, the UIC, the Up Jamaica, RNOC, RZZ, and Zuzu. It comes from us. We the people. We the Jamaican people. And I end tonight with these words. For all those whose cares has been our concern, the work goes on, the cause endure, the hope still lives, and the dream for a better Jamaica shall never die. Until you hear my voice again, on behalf of my panelists, my producers, may God bless you, and may God bless Jamaica land we love. One love, everyone. And who don't believe that the change that we seek is right around the corner, then there's something wrong with you. Because I can feel the change in the air. I can feel the change in the air, my fellow Jamaicans. Rise up and stand up for what you believe in.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.